I'm just gonna say a tenner. I'm not looking. Fuck.
Alright YouTube, I use Facebook Marketplace quite a bit. I had a quick look earlier. There's a bit of a bundle up for grabs. We're driving currently to go and pick it up. And it's a bundle you don't see come up often. I've seen game bundles on Facebook Marketplace in the past, but nothing of this caliber. Dropping a wad on it like, $3.50. The best retro game pickup bundle I've ever seen, because there is a lot of stuff here. Okay, so Mega Drive first up. We've got quite a lot of games here. We've got 27 sat on the desk. Okay, so first of which, on the nicer games, is Rise Star for Mega Drive. I know it's quite an expensive game in the box, but for the cart only, should get about 25. Next up, we've got Zombies. I've seen this game before, I know of this game, but I didn't realize that for the cart only, we should get £20. Next, we've got some box games. First up, Kid Chameleon. I might keep this one as well, just because it's a really sick game, or it looks it. Never played it, but I know it's quite highly regarded. Should get a tenner for that though, if we sell it. Next, we've got Micro Machines. This is in really nice condition. I'm gonna keep this actually because fond memories of this game. 15 quid. Next, we've got not one, but two copies of Sensible Soccer. Didn't play it back in the day, but I know the name and I had a feeling about this, and my gut feeling was correct. This is 20 quid each. But the best in the bundle by far has to be Blades of Vengeance. This does look a sick game. I've never heard of it, but when I saw it, I thought this is gonna be worth, and it is. It's 55 quid sold. Okay, so for the rest of these, I mean, we've just done a general price on all of them. So yeah, we've got some carts, we've got some box games. I'm just gonna say 150 for the rest of them. For Mega Drive 2, about 12 quid. For these two Mega Drive 1s, I'm just gonna put a tenner each. And controllers, we'll say £5 a piece, and there's 4 of them. Other controllers, £4 a piece, I guess. We've actually got a couple of power supplies here, the RF unit as well. Don't know, 15 for all of that. Yeah, probably. This is a Sinclair ZX Spectrum 2. It doesn't have the sleeve for it, but it has the original poly. This is in really nice nick, actually. It doesn't have the manual, but it does have the console, the power supply, and the RF lead. And for that, it should get 80. Next, we have Master System stuff. We've got a few games here. For these 9, we should get about £59. And then the others, which are Dragon Crystal. This looks a cool game. I think it's an RPG. This looks tidy. For that one, we should get 15. But the best by far, which was a shock to me, is Road Rash. Now, I know Road Rash is a killer game, but it's just that it's this different variant. It's the Kicks variant. It's in really nice nick as well. So this is quite a pricey game. This is about 30. Okay, next up we've got Game Gear. We've got 2 systems. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. We've got the Master Gear Converter 2, and we got a magnifier. So systems, 20 a piece. For the games and the magnifier, I'd say 30 all in for all of it. I'd have to say the highlight in this would be the Master Gear Converter 2, which seems to be worth about a tenner. Okay, next up we've got Nintendo NES. There's a few games here, there's 6. One thing that's nice about these is we have the Super Mario Brothers trilogy, so that's nice to have that. For all the games, I'd say £51. Next up we've got a classic NES. Toaster console. Yeah, we got the NES, so that's about 25 just for the console on its own. But I think the highlights of the lot would be the NES Advantage. This is sick. I've never seen one of these in real life. It's got a metal bottom to it. It's really heavy. It feels really sturdy. It's just a brilliant item. So this is about £15, but for the sake of 15 quid, this is staying with me. I think it's really nice. Okay, next up we've got Super Nintendo stuff. Unfortunately, there's no games, we've just got consoles and bits and bobs. So we have 2 consoles. We basically have a full setup, we have the box. The only thing we don't have is the poly insert. This is pretty yellowed, I'm gonna say 20 quid for that. Surely to Christ. The next one, I'm gonna put all this together in the box and I'm gonna try for 70 on that as a complete set. Okay, Game Boy Advance, we just got a random bag of 10 carts. Some not bad titles. We've got Super Mario Advance, Yoshi's Island, we got Super Mario Ball, we got Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And then we do have Sonic Advance and Sonic Battle. For this little bad boy, it's probably the best in the set. We should get a tenner. And then for the rest, we should get about £31 for all of them. Okay, PlayStation 1 stuff, bit of a selection. We've got one game, which is Victory Boxing Champion Edition on PS1. That's not worth much, about £3. We've got the Blaster Pro, I've had this before from the boot. Yeah, I think you can get 7 for that. We've got this beautiful DualShock controller in clear green. This is an official product. Should get a tenner for this if it's all working beautifully. Next up, we've got basically a console full setup. So we've got the original controller in grey, the DualShock, we've got the cables, we've got the RF lead, we've got the console. Should get about 25 quid for the console setup. But I think the nicest and most interesting item in the pack would be the Explorer FX Ultimate Cheat Cartridge. I've never had one of these before. I didn't think it'd actually be worth too much, but it turns out you'd probably get £20 for that. Okay, Sega Saturn, we got one item, and it happens to be the official Sega 80311 light gun. I was really chuffed to see this, I think it's really cool. Should get 15. So, it might appear like I've got a boxed N64, and I wish I had, but I don't. Right at the end of this purchase, we were just kind of rounding up, I was paying the man. He just happened to say, "You don't want an N64 box, do you?" And when he picked it up, he thought it was empty, but in fact, it included a sort of shitty 64 third-party controller. Well, you probably get 2 quid for it. The N64 box, hopefully I get £20 for that little beast, as long as she cleans up real nice. Okay, next up we have this really, really lovely Atari 520 ST. I've never seen one of these before. It's pretty yellowed, but I mean, generally, it feels like it's in, you know, pretty good condition. Hopefully it works. It all looks okay on the back. So that's the Atari 520 ST. Neat little package for 80 quid. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a lot of Commodore stuff. And the most interesting item in the bundle would be the Amiga CD32. It's 32-bit. It looks quite clean on the inside. It looks very clean, actually. So I think that'll boot and read discs. It might have a few scuffs on the top of it. But this is a really, really odd and nice item to find. For this thing, just console only. I mean, I am going to test it. I'm pretty sure I got a power supply for it somewhere, or we could get it powered up somehow, but should get 120 for that. This is the Commodore 1541. I mean, it's yellowed and it's got some sort of age in, but it doesn't look like it's in bad condition. I think that would run. So I think we'll get £40 for that. We've got a Commodore C2N cassette player. So that should be a tenner. We've got 3 power supplies here. They look like A500 type-ish power supplies, A600. So I'm gonna say 15 each on the power supplies because I've sold these kinds of things before and I've always got like 20 odd quid. This is a Commodore mouse. This is a nice little item actually. I think I get £20 for that. So this is the A500. It's quite yellowed, but it's like sort of solid. It's in decent condition. It doesn't look like it's broken anywhere. It's looking all right, so we should get £40 for that. Next up, we've got the Jesus, there's some weight in these things. We've got the A600. This is quite a neat little item. There's not too much yellowing on it. The only trouble is it is missing a key, and it's kind of like hanging open here, so it just doesn't seem to want to go back. So that's going to need tearing down. I'll see if I can get that clip back together tidy, and hopefully we'll get about 30 for it. A520 RF switch, which is just an external item, came with these types of things. We should get about a £5 for that. And then we've just got a load of games. We've got a lot of stuff here. Things like Robocop 2, Chuck Rock, Populous 2. We've got Morph. Anybody's got any information on these games, please let us know in the comment section. This is Masters of the Universe, the movie. Monty Python's Flying Circus. Bit of an odd one there. Alien Breed, this looks so decent. We also have this bundle of just loads of game after game after game. I'm not sure of their value really. There's a lot of discs in there. I think the bulk of it has to be this absolute bin bag full of discs. There's a lot in there. There seems to be some pretty okay games in there. Like there's like demos of Doom and stuff, Trolls. There's a lot, Zool. So, I'd say for the bag, just estimate like 30 quid for the lot. Gotta be worth 30, innit? This little box here, tenner. Okay, so for the box stuff, I'm gonna say 35. So yeah, that's the Commodore stuff. Let's get selling. So that's been £350 spent on a Facebook Marketplace mecha haul. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching. If you're new to the channel, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, get yourself down in the comment section. Thanks for watching guys. We've been the Car Boot Bible. We'll see you next time.